Trump just endorsed 11 folks, 9 of them won. Okay, and you know what that means when it's 9 out of 11. That's great. That's Steph Curry type of free throw shooting that you're doing. Elections around the corner. No matter how much shit people talk and say the guy's over with, he's running, 99% chance, and he's going to be the nominee for the right. And there's a high likelihood he wins because DeSantis is not running, not this time around. DeSantis is probably going to wait till running for 2027, 2028, and running this time. I may be wrong. It's my speculation. Okay. Where do you stand with what's going to happen in 2024 with Trump winning? How much different do you think the climate's going to be? One, do you think he'll win? Two, if he wins, how different of an America is 2024 versus when he won in 2016?
Well, I think that I more or less agree with your assessment. I think that if Donald Trump wants it, I don't think DeSantis is going to challenge him in a primary.
You don't think he could be a running mate?
That's possible. Would he be a VP pick? I mean, that I could fathom.
Two alphas.
Yeah, probably not the best for Trump. I don't know about that, but I don't think he'll run for the nomination. Look, I think you have a base in the Republican Party, a huge percentage of the base genuinely believes that Donald Trump is the legitimate president, and that Joe Biden wasn't legitimately elected. That's a huge percentage of the base in the Republican Party. He is beloved amongst the Republican base still. I think if that nomination is his, if he wants it, and then I really don't know if Joe Biden ends up running for re-election, but it's either him or Kamala Harris. Either way, the weakest candidate that the Democrats could possibly field. To be honest, I don't see how you have a Democrat president after 2024. I mean, what do they have to run on? They have inflation,
media dominance,
lockdown. I mean, it's like, look, we're the party who wants to kick you out of your job if you don't get a vaccine that doesn't even work. We want to destroy your dollar, and we want to propagandize your 6-year-old with sex education or something like that. These are not popular positions. And the truth is that Donald Trump running, man, is going to bring just a hellstorm of media insanity, and it'll be, I think, hilarious and weird. But the country is at a very different place. Donald Trump is older. I mean, I know we got used to Joe Biden being so old, and he's really 15 years older than his actual age. But Donald Trump, in what I've seen in the clips of his rallies, I think he's just he doesn't quite have the magic to me that he had in 2016. I think he's a little out of touch with where his base is, a little out of touch with where the country is. I've seen him bragging about how he made the vaccines, and the people in his crowd are kind of well, we're not really, that's not really our thing.
He's been we're kind of anti-vax. I don't know if you've noticed that.
So I still think he could win, but I do think it's a different landscape and a different dynamic than 2016. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out.
81 million people didn't vote for Joe Biden. They voted against Donald Trump. When you combine that with the fact that, as Dave was saying, I mean, Trump has been booed a couple of times at his rallies. I do think he's kind of lost track of some of his base, and it's his base that he relies on. I think that if Donald Trump runs for the nomination, it is basically a certainty that he will get the Republican nomination. I think that the only way that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, whoever it is that is the Democrat candidate, can try to change the subject from at that point the last 4 years of them being in office and the consequences of that, as well as bad policies that happened under Trump that they supported, like stimulus spending and things like that. The only way they can change the subject is to make it a litmus test on someone that a good percentage of the country hates, like Donald Trump. So I don't know if Donald Trump is the best for the Republican Party to run. Now, even bigger, as a libertarian, you'll notice that none of us here tried to seriously say that a libertarian has a shot in 2024. That is a problem. That's why I started.
Yet.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's why I started You Are the Power, is because we have to grow from the grassroots up to be able to make it so that one day there is serious contention for a libertarian candidate in 2024. Not with a series of lightning strike Hail Mary passes that all seem to work out, but with an actual feasible plan to be able to do that.
There are two pieces I want to bring up. One is Libertarian piece. Libertarian Party's goal in 2024 should be to get electoral votes. That's what it should be. There should be gold on that map, whether that's Utah or a chunk of Nebraska, whether that's a chunk of Maine who splits up their stuff, whether that's New Mexico, whatever it is, Wyoming. There should be a gold piece on that map because that map is shown a bazillion times, and that map is what will get us to be real, so we have a real shot at winning in 2028. So we must get some type of electoral victory in 2024. As far as Trump goes, I'm not sure Trump is going to run. There is value in him being kingmaker. And I think he does like it. He might decide to be kingmaker. If he runs, I think he will absolutely win the nomination without question. I think that's guaranteed. Yep. But he might go, you know what? I like being the puppet master. I'm going to sit back here and endorse you, you guys go. He might. I still think that's an option for him to do. But I think if he does run, he'll make it. If the Republicans run a DeSantis Gabbard ticket or something like that, DeSantis cannot get the left, but someone like a Gabbard or someone like that, whatever the person is, who can get the left also.
Who's the second name you're saying? Gabbard? Like
Gabbard,
Tulsi
Gabbard.
Gabbard? Okay, got it.
Tulsi Gabbard can draw the left, right?
Yeah.
It's anyone who can draw the left. If the Republicans get a DeSantis and someone who can draw the left, they will easily sweep it. I think Trump can still win, but the issue is, will there be a culture war issue that will pop up that year like abortion is now? If a culture war issue pops up, Republicans might lose in 2024. If not, they're going to win. The issue is only will they, and the reason why I say it is, I know people in New York State, lots of them. They are not Democrats. Some of them I know are not Democrats. They're Republicans. This Roe v. Wade thing popped up. They are angry. They are mad. They are pissed off, and it doesn't affect them at all. In New York State, you are not affected whatsoever by this, and they are angry. So
Who's angry exactly?
Women. Republican women and independent women are angry at this, even though it does not affect them at all. They're still angry. So if there is a culture war issue that pops up, then Republicans may struggle. No culture war, Republicans are fine.
The other major
There'll be a manufactured culture war.
Well,
Yeah,
there
might
might
bet
be
on that. So
the other major X factor is a hot war. Some type of real hot war that develops. That changes everything.
Good point.
2 years away, you never know what's going to happen.
If that happens, we have to stay out. Let them hash it
Oh,
out.
I certainly would like to.
And I think he was more referring to either starting or conflagrating a hot war. Because presidents in wartime tend to get reelected, and that might be a
This is an exception, though. This is a very weird president and interesting times.
Yes,
just very weird.
That's also true.
You know, it's people on both sides are just kind of like, what the hell? Let's just. Everyone's like, when I was in military, I would in boot camp. I don't know if you remember. We'd count down the days. Okay, how many days do I have left? And you go, there's people in their closets no one sees. They're counting down how many days are left with the current administration to get somebody else to take over.
Yep.
Left and right, by the way. It's not just like it's only people on the right and the middle.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.